Hi, I am a complete dork who just did her entire video without it being on record. That should make me well practiced, right? I don't know about that. But anyways, today I'm working on taxes. Now, my tax situation is a little bit unique because last year when I did taxes, my husband was legally still considered living and I was considered married. While he was deceased, it wasn't legally until June. So I decided that to avoid, the whole, well, why did you, claim married when, he was legally deceased in 2016? I decided to just skip that and avoid, that complicating aspect by starting a new application, which meant putting my children in there and then, claiming, that I'm a widow. Asked me when I became a widow, 2016. And this is where it got to be a little bit more complicated. And this is something that, most people don't have to experience. It's not all that common that women become widows while they still have young children. Now, I should say parents because some men do lose their wives. Now, answering these questions, I think, would be painful for anybody who is a widow at all. You got to click that they're deceased, put their date of death in, taxes. You got to see it again. It makes it a little bit more reality. And when it comes to people like me, where we lost our spouses to suicide, it becomes a little bit more painful. But anyways, I wanted to share with you some of the questions that TurboTax asked me today. So, at first it asked me, the whole widow thing, and said that I was a widow and when I became a widow, and then I had to add my children in there. And, they asked the normal stuff, like the date of birth, social security number, and everything. And then they had to ask me another question. I guess this is because I was filing single at the moment. It's not a question that they normally ask me in previous years when I was filing as married, but they asked me, first of all, they said, did I have any agreement with the child's other parent as to who was going to claim the child? And this was a little bit of a twinge of pain for me, but I decided to bring out my sarcasm instead, because sarcasm for me is how I deal with things. And they said, I decided I was going to answer them, talking to the screen as if the IRS could hear me, but I decided to say to myself, well, the truth is, the IRS, we did not have an agreement as to who was going to claim the children because I was kind of left out of that discussion. But I have with us James, so we're going to answer these questions together. So, next it said, where did the child spend most of his or her nights? It gave the option for Amanda's home, the other parent's home, or a combination of both homes. Well, I want to ask the IRS this question too. Is this a matter of semantics, or, do you just really want the legal answer on this one? Because technically, this is just my home now. I am the only one on, the deed. But at the same time, James lives on the bookshelf. So technically this is both of our home yet, but I don't really think that's the answer that they're looking for. They want to know, they're trying to, determine the financial obligation of both parents. Well, sorry, James, it's my home. So I guess, okay, we're just going to have to say the children live with me. But thanks for the reminder, IRS, that I am a solo parent. All right, so the next question is, am I allowing the other child's parent to claim them for 2017? Wow, IRS, I thought we already established that the parent and I did not have an agreement, per se, as to who was going to claim the child. I guess technically we did have an agreement. Maybe that's where I'm screwing up. Is it because I answered that I didn't have an agreement? Because truly I didn't have an agreement. It's just kind of fell into my lap. But anyways, Last I knew, nobody files tax forms, in the afterlife. Though I have a sneaking suspicion there could be the IRS in hell. So therefore, I don't know, maybe some parents, this would be a place where they would say that yes, they had an agreement to allow their former spouse to pay for whatever. Moving on. The truth is, I didn't even get to say goodbye, let alone discuss tax issues with my husband. I wish that the IRS just had an option where we could say, the child's parent is deceased. Be a little more tender in this situation. Anyways, I guess I don't want to get all emotional because I just don't want to. But tax time is a reminder that I'm alone. And I'm a single mother of a bazillion children, and it wasn't a position that I asked to be in, and it's not an easy position to be in. But I'm thankful that, I'm alive. I'm thankful that my children are alive. Thankful that my children are healthy. I'm thankful for so many things as we come to the end of 2017. I'm thankful that this was the year that, James was found. Thankful that, I'm not sitting here doing the taxes wondering, am I married or am I not married? Is he alive or is he not? There's silver lining in everything, and life goes on, and it's not the end of the world. I have to answer the IRS these questions, even if they are questions that hurt. Anyways, I'm working on my book. Hope you guys will be interested in it, and that I'm not just, creating things that might work well to heat your homes once you buy it and think, oh my goodness, this was completely not worth reading. But life goes on. So hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And say hi to James.